Ciao everyone, welcome back to another slow fashion video. Today I'm continuing my series where I take outfits that I find online and I reinterpret them using what I already have in my closet. If you like this kind of content that encourages creativity instead of consumption, or if you want to find me on Instagram, I'll leave that on the screen for you, as well as all the details for my live Shop Your Closet studios if you like this kind of video. Actually, before we take a look at the looks, I have to start off by saying that the three brands that I'm mentioning today are purely for inspiration purposes and not brands that I would shop from firsthand. These are definitely names that I would look for secondhand, like on Vestiaire Collective or The Real Real, or even on rental platforms, but they don't have enough information on their websites for me to feel comfortable purchasing from them firsthand. I've also not ever owned any of their pieces, so while I can't attest to their actual quality, there are stylists who have purchased from these brands and they really do speak highly of them. So in that respect, there are definitely characteristics that would make them more of a slow fashion fit, and especially the fact that these companies don't drop new product every single week and their collections aren't huge. They're not a high volume retailer by any means, but I did want to just put that little disclaimer in there. So this first look is from the designer Nili Lotan. I really love Nili Lotan's looks. Everything feels very long and effortless and very classic, but there's always a really beautiful silhouette, whether it's a really nice contemporary construction of a blazer or some beautiful romantic details in a top, but it still feels very classic. So before jumping into my closet and building this look for myself from my own clothes, I like to just break out an outfit inspiration into elements of style, things that I really like. So that way I can go into my closet and not be so focused on the fact that I don't own any of these pieces exactly. So some of the themes that I would pull from this look here is that it's very classic and effortless. That's the vibe that it's giving off. I think this is the kind of look that you could wear easily throughout the day and then transition it into evening and still feel really well dressed and chic. Something else I noticed about this look that is very different for me is these oversized proportions throughout. So the blazer itself, I mean, it's not a truly oversized blazer, it looks like it's quite well fitted, but the silhouette itself is boxy. There's not a lot of definition. And same in the wide leg jeans, there isn't a lot of definition there either. So we have two rather large proportions on the bottom and the top. But there is that little bit of definition with the belt and the shirt being tucked in. I also noticed that the shirt is buttoned not really too high and not too low, so as tiny of a detail as that seems, it really does make this feel a little bit more like daytime friendly. So now that we've done that, I'm gonna jump into my closet, keeping all those things in mind. So I talked about proportion. Obviously, I'm gonna use my wide leg jeans, but if you're not a wide leg jean person, it doesn't have to be denim. This could easily be a trouser. It could also be a maxi skirt or like a dress if you're into that. Okay, so I have a couple of things. For the shirt, I'm not quite sure. I have a baby blue shirt and I have a white one, just in case, because I'm not sure how this baby blue is gonna come across with my jeans. They have slightly different undertones, so I'm gonna use the white one as a little backup. And for the blazer, I pulled out this one, my tuxedo blazer, because it's got that boxy shape. It is a little bit bigger. It's got that volume. Compared to the rest of my blazers, they're a little bit more fitted. I also have this navy blue blazer. So it's completely different though, proportion-wise. It's short, it's super fitted, but I'm gonna bring it just in case. For footwear, I've got, oh gosh, they're so beat up, these little booties. Really simple. Nothing too crazy, but they're super comfortable. Okay, so here's my base for this look. I find the jeans have a little bit more of like a warmer green undertone and like a turquoise tinge, whereas this shirt is a true ice baby blue, but we'll see. So now it's time to choose the blazer. No, let's do the shoes because this is an easy one. I would say these are 4, 5, maybe even 6 years old, but it's got a pretty benign look, like not even a pointed toe. It's like a nice little almond toe. And the heel height is actually fantastic. I don't know why I haven't worn these together before. Anyway, our inspo has a blue, navy blue blazer. I don't think this is horrible. It's definitely losing that relaxed, slouchy, easy vibe because this is so tailored. What's bothering me a little bit though is the blues are kind of all competing together. So I'm really curious to see what this looks like with a black blazer. I know it's a little bit more predictable, but I want to see what happens with the proportions here. Here's the tuxedo blazer. I actually don't mind this. I find because the black and the column here and the extra length, we're not seeing the like different undertones too much here. And I think a belt might make a difference. Are skinny belts coming back? Who knows? Who cares? I want to see what this looks like with this look, and I think it might make all the difference. Normally though, what I like to do, because this is quite oversized and long and the denim has a little bit more volume and is wide leg, I like to see either a little bit of skin or some form of definition. That's just me. That's how I like to balance out my looks. So you guessed it. Let's undo these buttons. Oh my goodness. There. This feels a lot more me. This next look is from Zadig et Voltaire. This is a really cool company that does this beautiful, I would say gender fluid looks as well. And they've always got like really great contemporary silhouette, really good at like contrast dressing, like mixing and matching different styles. And I chose this look, surprise, surprise, all black. But this look intrigued me because I never thought of wearing my puffer jacket in such a like an elevated way. I normally just wear it underneath coats as a layer or for more athletic looks. So I'm really curious to see how this one turns out. If we break this down, one of the biggest thing that stands out to me is obviously it's monochromatic, it's all black. If you're not an all black person, or if you have a puffer coat or an athletic kind of winter coat, I would say just try and stick to whatever that palette is, because that's kind of the statement item of this look that's really anchoring it. So besides the monochrome, there are some really great mixes of textures, like the vinyl of the jacket with it looks like a faux leather pant. It's got some chain detail there. So the mix of textures is what makes this look really intriguing. And I would also say that there's a really interesting proportion play here. The poofiness of the jacket is really balanced out or almost contrasted with a longer line on the foot, like a really defined ankle, and of course it's like a cowboy boot silhouette, so it's got a really pieces. I'm gonna start with my puffer. Here it is, my very cool puffer. It actually does have a little bit of that like A-line silhouette, so I'm excited. My leather, these are secondhand. These are not as tapered at the bottom. They've got almost like a little kick flare at the ankle. So we are gonna lose that nice like slimming defined ankle, but I think it's good. Trusty merino Club Monaco turtleneck that never fails in the winter. Okay, so we've got two options on the shoes. The ones in our inspiration have this really great patent shine, but they are a lower profile. These are a little bit more chunky. The alternative is the very beat up but slimmer profile AGL booty, which I think I might prefer. But, all right, here's my base for this look. So the first thing I'm gonna do is tuck this in so that we can appreciate the belt that I'm gonna add in lieu of that really interesting chain detail that our model's wearing. This little belt has really come in handy. It's definitely not like a long chain. That's not something that I would wear anyway. But it is giving us like a little bit of hardware around the waist, a little bit of definition, something to break up all the different black. We know the puffer is gonna go on top. Actually, I'm just gonna put it on now. This is my puffer. It's a little bit longer than our inspo, but it does have that really exaggerated A-line silhouette, which I love. It also has this massive collar, which I love. So the sculpture and the structure is really happening here. Now the shoes. Not horrible. I think the shine is really interesting. It's another way to break up the monochrome. But for me, it's really about that beautiful ankle silhouette that I got with the other pants and how it really added that beautiful tension to the look. Finally, this last look is one that I found on the Veronica Beard website. I particularly liked it because it featured a dress, something different, and something that I do struggle to style in different ways. So before jumping into my closet, the biggest styling element that I can see here is that it's a really great mix of contrasting styles. It's like this boho prairie quasi cottagecore dress a little bit because of that print, paired with something crisp and super like office inspired, like that blazer. So not only is there a very different sort of tension between two style vibes, there's also a really interesting silhouette as a result. That really crisp, clean definition on top with something very flowy underneath. Another element that I can see is layering. It looks like there's a denim jacket, or perhaps it's just a vest underneath the blazer, which is something that I've never thought to do, even though I do have some blazers that are oversized enough to like make this happen. I think it's genius. Here's the dress in question. No, it's not a maxi by any means, but it has that similar flow and movement. It even has that little like extra flouncy tiered detail here in the skirt. So I think this will be a really good challenge to style, because I'll be completely honest, I've had trouble styling this. Now, because of that layering, I'm definitely gonna have to work with a blazer that is a little bit more oversized and not as defined. Even though I have a blazer that is almost identical with gold buttons, it's way too defined and fitted on me. So I won't be able to have that layered denim jacket underneath. So I'm gonna instead use this blazer again, my tuxedo blazer, which has a little bit more room. It'll be more spacious. And therefore more realistic for me to actually layer stuff underneath. And that's something I like to think about when I'm putting these looks together, is that it's not about recreating the look exactly so that you're like copying the inspiration. Otherwise, you'll probably end up sacrificing your own personal style or your own comfort. It's really just about taking those elements and using them as inspiration. Oh, and boots, of course. I'm gonna use these tall Dear Francis puppies. Okay, how do you like my sexy socks and my very unmoisturized knees, for which I apologize. Okay, here's my base, this dress, which, not gonna lie, I have been having trouble styling in a way that feels more me, so this is very exciting. I mean, hopefully, we'll see where it goes. I'm gonna start with the footwear. I'm gonna use my knee highs, not my over the knees, because I think that would make this look feel a little bit too dramatic. And what I liked a lot about the inspiration look was that it made this dress, it made any dress in general, feel a little bit more chill and wearable. Step 2 are our layers. So I've got my denim jacket, which, if you can believe it, on the website, this jacket is actually, it's a dickie. They were selling, I kid you not, this little like strip of denim that's just like this. So you can wear the little denim jacket under all your things. I'm gonna throw on the oversized blazer, and I actually don't mind this at all. Look at this. One thing that I wasn't sure about, and that isn't too horrible, is the difference here in the hem of the jacket and the hem of the dress. Like, I almost feel as though to really hone in on the impact of this oversized blazer, I would want almost for this hem to fall just a little bit higher so that we get, like, it almost feels a little bit more intentional. Actually, if you are someone who believes that people of a certain age should not wear certain hem lengths or patterns or colors because of whatever archaic rule society told you years ago, you may want to stop watching, because I really enjoy short hemlines. So there's that. OMG! I love it! This is exactly how I would wear this dress. Like I said, this was kind of a struggle for me because the silhouette and the flounciness was really outside of my wheelhouse. But adding both the denim, which is a texture that I really love and I'm familiar with, as well as this great structured blazer, this is what really brings it into my territory. So that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know if you thought those looks were a hit or a miss, but frankly, anytime I come up with an outfit that I would never have put together before that I like, for me that's a hit. So, I mean, let me know still what you think in the comments below. Always love a good discussion. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week or a wonderful week ahead, depending on when you're watching this. I so appreciate you spending some time with me. Don't forget to check out those tickets that I have for my event if you liked this video in particular. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Ciao! Oh, I'll see you in the next slow fashion video. Ciao!